Coming up in today's show, the young man who's testing family loyalty. And remember this.
Anything can happen here. Here we go. It's a goal. Can you believe it?
One of the great comebacks in club history. Hi everyone, I'm Mark Bickley and welcome to the Optus Crows Show as we prepare to take on the Kangaroos in Melbourne. First up, the challenges of coaching the least experienced squad in Crows history. Newcomers to the club this year, Scott Burns and Marco Bello, both came from AFL powerhouse Hawthorn, where so many players accumulated years of experience. Now they're working with one of the youngest AFL lists ever and enjoying the rewards.
So Hawthorn have done it. The first team in the 18-team competition to go back to back.
Everyone from the outside saw Hawthorn in the performance phase, but there was a period there, certainly before that, 2013 onwards, where it was a development phase and the trajectory wasn't always linear. There was ups and downs, and what we needed to ensure was that the highs and lows, there was an equal or a balance there. It was never too high and never too low. So for the young group, it was them understanding what they needed to do to get better, creating those elite habits to allow them to get better, and with the assistance of those older guys to make sure that they were taking the club upwards.
Got to go through, obviously there's two factors when we're bringing any new player into the team or onto the list, and that's how we want to play, and certainly with our development program they've got up and running, which Marco Bello heads up, is how does this player need to improve to make sure he plays consistent footy at the top level, or, and probably more importantly, is what's he great at, what's actually got him drafted, because we've got to make sure that his one wood is as good as it can possibly be, so he can, when people sit down and watch game day, they see it on show. There's going to be a little bit ups and downs with them along the way, and there's a maturity with games played that tells them more than the coaches, yep, I reckon I can have a crack at this. Right now might not be the best time to do it.
Obviously coming from external places, obviously the four line coaches and with Nixie only being a year in, it allows us to be a little bit more collaborative. We've got obviously ideas to share, and Matthew's really keen to share those ideas, and it also gives us the opportunity as young family as well. We've all got young families to be able to share those experiences outside of football, so being able to connect outside of the football environment is really big. The more that we can connect as a family and as a group, it allows us to bond and share those ideas greatly.
Of course, Scott Burns also had stints at West Coast and Collingwood. Now, the Ballets name is certainly well known in local sporting circles, and now there's one in Crows colours. 18-year-old James is the son of Port Adelaide Sandford veteran Daryl and Australian netballer Jenny. Because he was born overseas, Adelaide was able to recruit him via the Next Generation Academy.
It's been awesome. It's been everything I thought it was and more. I really enjoyed getting to know all the boys and getting out and playing a couple of practice games, and then finally round one in Sandford last week. So yeah, it's been awesome. Burnsy's been awesome for everyone in his first year as well at the club. He's been so good. I've learnt heaps off him, and also Brent Riley's been awesome, being the defensive sample coach. So yeah, I've learnt heaps off those both two so far. They've asked me to sort of play a lockdown big key defender role who can also roll off and take a few intercept contested marks. That's probably my weapon, what I try and focus on. I played on Tex a lot. I've learnt so much off him. And then in the back line there's Smithy and Bull and dudes who give out great advice and have also helped me develop this far. So Dad's been really good for me. He always sits with me and talks about the game. He'll watch every game and then just sort of analyse it with me and give me constructive feedback of how I can get better or what I did well. And also Mum, playing at the high level for netball, she's been really important in recovery and preparation side, which has also helped me, prepare for games well and make sure I got the best opportunity for playing well.
James played last year for Sturt and starred for Prince Alfred College. Shortly we'll meet another Prince Alfred product, and later, emotions come flooding back for one Crows supporter. Welcome back. Missing out on the 2018 draft was a reality check for young Harry Schomburg. Undeterred though, he played the following year for Woodville West Torrens and earned All-Australian Under-18 honours before finally realising his AFL dream with the Crows. In this light-hearted segment delivered by Thomas Farms, Harry reveals more about himself to Brodie Smith.
Today we're joined by Harry Schomburg. H, thanks for joining me.
No worries, thanks for having me, mate.
Pleasure. Give us a rundown on how you got here.
Yep, so I was at the Prince Alfred College, so I was boarded there originally from the country, so I made the trip up there in 2017 and boarded in Year 11, Year 12, so played a bit of school footy there and was also at Woodville West Torrens, so the Eagles boys, so we stick together tight here.
Factory.
The footy factory, but yeah, so played under-18s there for 2 years and then obviously was lucky enough to get picked up by the Crows. So.
Any study or work outside? You've obviously from the farm. Any work back there or?
Yeah, well, I'd like to get home on the farm, help Dad out. So obviously Dad's still back there running a few sheep. So when I have a bit of time off, I like to go back there and help Dad out as much as I can. So that's one thing. And then also studying Diploma of Business. So pretty easy course for me. But yeah, I'm getting that done as well.
Get the answers off surely.
Yeah, pretty much.
Any other nicknames? You've got a few.
Well, I pretty much blame Riley O'Brien. So every week he comes in, he has a new nickname for me. So the main one was probably Possum from last year when I dyed my hair yellow. Tex Walker actually called me Possum because he thought my hair looked like a possum's tail. So that pretty much stuck for the whole year. And yeah, that's probably the main one.
And you've got a few back for Rob.
Yeah, I call him the big Esky head or a sneaker head. So I get him back with my nicknames, but we go at each other pretty hard. But that's all for the Yags, I guess.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Harry was playing A-grade footy in the country when he was just 14. Now, every week on the show this season, we'll look back on a memorable Crows comeback, and they don't come much better than round 9 2013. At one stage in the last quarter against the Roos, Adelaide was down by 30 points, but 3 goals from Sam Kerridge set up the game for a thrilling finish.
Kerridge for a handful. He's got 5 and they're still alive. What a game.
Jared Petrenko then sealed the narrowest of victories.
Kicks to full forward. Anything can happen here. Here we go. It's a goal. Can you believe it? It's extraordinary.
A miracle at Etihad on a Sunday afternoon with the dome closed. They're home and hosed.
For more Crows history, go to afc.com.au, plus check out our social channels, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. One of the biggest success stories for the Crows AFLW team this year has been the outstanding form of 18-year-old Tia Charlton. Drafted from South Adelaide at the end of 2020, the midfielder forward brings versatility to the side, and she's even earned a Goal of the Year nomination.
The inside 50, Phillips was the target again. Meyer at the back under pressure from Randall. Randall tries to paddle the advantage of Charlton. She did well to stand up in the first tackle. From the angle, that's a magnificent goal.
Just kind of saw the ball, looked up at the goal, defended the girl off and just whacked it on my boot. There wasn't a whole lot of thought process into it. But yeah, when it went through, I was so happy and I immediately looked for Hannah. I just ran up to her and gave her a big hug. I'm a big fan of the goals. Haven't really had a whole heap of opportunities yet this year. But high forward, you kind of do a lot more running than goal kicking. I was up in the grandstand and just like the crowd and like all the noise it made me nervous for the girls, but I really thought like that was something I could actually strive to get to. It's been crazy, the development of the footy, and obviously the stigma around women's footy has gotten a lot better. Everyone's talking about it in a really positive way. When I found out I was going to be drafted, it was just an immense sense of joy. I was so happy, and I thought like I was ready for the next step, and quickly learnt playing AFLW. It's a lot quicker game, obviously a lot more physical as well. It was a bit hard at the start, so it took me a few games to kind of settle into that and know to get rid of the ball a little bit faster.
Tia started playing at the Christie's Beach Footy Club and also competed as a lifesaver until she was 15. Stay with us, still to come on The Crows Show, the time Bernie Vince had to choose his sporting career. Quite a few elite sportsmen and women face that moment in their lives when they have to say yes to a career-defining choice. For Bernie Vince, it was opting for football over cricket, and it saw him go on to become a club champion at Adelaide before moving to Melbourne. Thanks to Optus, Sam Jacobs helps Bernie recall the day his life changed forever.
Who's going for it? It's Vince. He's a good kick, Bernie. It's a goal. He's a beautiful kick.
Hello Crows fans, I'm here with a massive crowd favourite and one of my long-term friends, Bernie Vince. Thanks for joining me.
Very kind, Sauce, with that opener there. Very good.
Mate, it started with yes with you. You were playing cricket at Woodville, playing grade cricket. You nominated for the draft and then obviously you got picked up by the Crows. Talk us through that moment.
Yeah, pretty exciting. I didn't actually think it was going to happen, Sauce. So playing cricket for Woodville on the day, most kids go and watch the draft and check to see where their name's called out. I thought, well, this isn't going to happen for me, so I just went and played cricket and realised that something had happened because I went to check my phone after doing the warm-up and I had a heap of missed calls, and one was like Simon Goodwin, one was like Mark Risciuto, and I thought it was a joke to start with, but yeah, I'd realised I got drafted and to stay in the game as long as I did, I feel very lucky.
So playing grade cricket to losing an SANFL grand final to going pick 32 in the draft to a round one debut, it all must have been a real whirlwind.
I went from playing, I played on York Peninsula too, not
was that
long
year,
before,
wasn't it?
was that year, until about halfway through the year, and came back, played a few reserves games for the Eagles, and then was lucky enough to play the last minor round it was against Glenelg. So I played league footy, got lucky enough to get drafted as I said, and then played round one that next year, and the boys, the Crows boys were coming off, they were minor premiers in 2005, so it was a bloody good team, and I just remember looking around the change room and I thought, I got this wrong joint here. Thought I got the wrong person. I've watched the wrong person. But I was running out with McLeod, Goodwin, Risciuto, Edwards, and
55 games in, you won the best and fairest. I think Simon Goodwin, you credit a lot of that too.
Him and Mark Risciuto sat me down actually after my second year and got sat down a little bit in my career.
You saw the leadership group a little bit.
But they, that conversation was the one that kicked me into gear really. I was sort of I was an AFL player, sort of living a country footballer's life, which, you know, as you know, that doesn't sort of
it's
work.
Not a good one,
nah.
No.
So they sat me down and they said, look, you got to put in the hard yards and you got to do the work, and I was just saying yes to everything, and they said, right, you're gonna do everything Simon Goodwin does in this off season coming up.
Thanks very much, mate. It's awesome to have you back around the club. Great to see you again. Thanks for sharing your moment at the start of the yes.
Well done, mate. You actually did very well there. Good interviewing. Yeah, well done.
Not only was Bernie a Crows Club champion, he also won the honour at Melbourne. Not many have done that. Now, the best way to see a game at Adelaide Oval this season is with a Crows 3-game membership. Join the club at afc.com.au. If you're already a member, we can't wait to see you at a game. But if you can't make it, pass on your ticket to friends or family to ensure Adelaide Oval is at its limited capacity. And Toyota wants to make the footy experience better for you. Whether you're a coach, fan, player, spectator or umpire, they are looking for your ideas to pop into the Toyota Good for Footy suggestion box. They will take the best suggestions and make them happen. Just another way that Toyota is good for footy, helping clubs raise over $7 million since 2008.
He's done some brilliant things this year. Starts it right, brings it back to perfection. That was a work of art.
So I played my junior footy at a local club called Longford. Grew up there. Dad played there, so I was always brought up around the footy club. Moved into Launceston where I played in the State League. And then from there I played in the Allies series after playing for Tassie, a few different teams through my draft year, and then onto my way to the Crows. It wasn't a massive club, but it was a big club probably for my area. Loved all my footy there. The club itself still treats me like one of its own going back. So yeah, it's a great club. My suggestion is probably just playing more footy in the regional areas just to promote it, get more people involved, and have the ability for them to see the top level of football.
It's easy to make a suggestion. Simply go online to toyota.com.au/Gooder or scan the QR code. When we return, it's time for fans to have their say. This year on The Crows Show, we're keen to hear from you, the fans, about your favourite memories from the past 30 years. Each week we'll sit down with one lucky member chosen on social media, and this time it's Colleen, who takes us back to the 2015 elimination final against the Bulldogs. That was the year of Phil Walsh's death. And with the help of Bendigo Bank, Colleen recalls the team's emotional journey to the semi-final.
Beautiful bounce, the umpire saying, oh yes, he liked that one.
My name's Colleen McKay. I've been a Crows member since day one, basically, from the very first game that they played against Essendon. My favourite Crows game is the 2015 elimination final against the Bulldogs.
Last 5 inside 50s going Adelaide's way. 3 goals apiece in the third quarter. Is this the goal breaker? Eddie turns on the left, got it bending, gets them out of his seats. Eddie Betts kicks another goal, number 5.
I was lucky enough to be on the banner that day, and when the players ran out, the noise was just unbelievable. It was like nothing I'd ever heard. Not even the 2017 grand final was that loud. And I think just to play the finals with what they had endured that year was a remarkable effort in itself.
He needs to get some momentum. 55 metres out, a hoisting big ball. Tex Walker has kicked a big one.
When Tex Walker got that ball and ran down the wing.
So Adelaide off half-back, doing it nicely. Here it comes with Walker, gets rid of his man.
I was in the cheer squad, so we were just going off our tree, like, come on Tex, and then when Charlie marked the ball, we were just out of our seats, just praying basically that he would kick the goal.
Adelaide lead by 7 points.
It was just the most unbelievable feeling ever.
They keep their season alive. What an incredible season it has been for the Adelaide Crows.
It was very special because, you know, what they had endured during the year was like so tough on anybody. Just for their resilience just to keep going and win was unbelievable.
Also in 2021, we're reviving our Toyota Crow in the Crowd. Today, I think we should settle on you as our lucky winner. And you've certainly won a great prize. 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill Unbreakable Zone at Adelaide Oval. Terms and conditions apply, so check out our website for details. And Matthew Nix is keen to join us each week to answer one of your questions. Today, Adam wants to know how the coach rates young Sam Berry.
Adam, I hope you're excited about what Sam Berry can be, because look, we really like the way Sam goes about things on and off the field. He's a country boy who loves going hard at the footy. I think he's, without labelling anything, he's going to be one of those players that we really enjoy to watch play his footy, because he'll put his head in a hole when he has to and go for a hard ball, but he's also got some real composure on the outside. He's a decision maker. He's got great football intelligence. So it's really exciting. He's still raw, and there's still a lot of stuff we'll do to connect him and get him working with our group. But I have no doubt you're going to see a lot more of Sam Berry across the coming years.
That just about wraps up the Optus Crows Show for this week. Thanks for your company, and remember to keep an eye on @TheCrows Show on Twitter for all the latest news, and stay up to date with the club's social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Join me again next Sunday at midday on 7. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.